Well, he's playing this with a lot of left-hand side. He needs to find that baulk cushion. That was a very dangerous shot to play, and it could be costly. Couldn't get to the red direct, trying to come off the cushion and catch that red thin, but the bump in the middle pocket has ruined the shot.
This is a real stretch. He doesn't look very comfortable at all on this shot. He's done well though. It's a good job the black's over the pocket. I don't think he played to finish quite where he did, because oddly enough, sometimes hand on the cushion rail, black so close to a pocket, or any colour obviously, it's not the easiest shot to get out of that little corner. With topspin, sometimes the harder you play it, the less distance the cue ball will travel. The topspin seems to trap it in that corner, so he's got to be mindful of that. You can see why he's worried about it. He's just got to hit it at fairly medium pace, I think, is the only way. He's gone hard, and that's the problem. I mean, he has got out of that corner, but he's finished on the cushion, and the topspin just makes the shot go out of control.
8.
I think the best way to play that is at half the speed of that. Anyway, this is a test, a real test.
9.
Good pot, but not out of the woods yet. Still too close to the cushion for comfort. But another excellent pot. And now
16.
he can get his hand on the table.
$17.
I suppose you could say that he had a better passage through, in that he didn't have to play much snooker yesterday at all. Just one frame to dispose of 7-time champion Stephen Hendry. So he had a quiet day at the office, where, as we know and mentioned already, that Ding was playing late at night trying to win. He had a real battle. Mark had already done all the hard work. He
25.
played marvellous snooker in the first 2 sessions of that match, 6 centuries, which is a record. And I think even more memorably than that was the frame he won, where he needed 4 snookers, 48 in it on the final
32.
red. And that is 2 totally different parts of the game, the scoring, but also the tactics that he has got. He's becoming the complete player.
$33. $38.
nicely on this red. He's just making certain in potting it he doesn't leave himself hampered. Well, maybe going back up for the blue here. Doesn't fancy playing for the black. That's okay as long as he
39.
gets on a nice angle on the blue.
.44.
Just about there. He'd like to have been straight on this red so he could have done anything with it. Now in potting it, you may be kissing into the pink. You've just got to be a little bit careful here. He didn't want to hit that
45.
any harder, did he? Otherwise he may have dropped in the middle. And he's wrong side of the blue. Couldn't get close to the next intended red, but if he can pull a good pot out here and position
50.
the frames at his mercy.
And once again, a bit of a stretch. Puts the extension on the cue. Started the break with a real stretch over shot. He's also worried about making a foul shot with the brown. Could play a waistcoat foul on that ball. So he's got to get the rest out. I think this makes the shot a lot more difficult. Decent rest player, maybe not the best in the world, but he's up there. Also, you've got to control the cue ball here. Not straightforward. Well, he made it look like absolutely nothing.
51.
This was very clean. It's only the first frame, but he looks to be in the same form as he was against Stephen Hendry. To me, started that match with a century break.
57. 58.
That pink has put him 59 points in front. Pots this red, he goes
64.
60 points ahead with only 59 remaining. Good
65.
solid visit, nudging the red out. But that was the key red. And that just means that the frame is over and done. It's a question now, will we
71.
make a century? 66 ahead, 59 remaining. As you say, Neil, he played superbly against Stephen Hendry and looks as though he's continuing in the same vein.
.72.
Well, he didn't go far enough down the table. He may
78.
just be able to cut this in. It's a thin one.
.79.
Well, he's giving himself a
81.
chance at this red.
Sorry. Yeah.
Ding will have been well aware how well Mark Selby played in his match against Stephen Hendry, so wouldn't be a surprise to him, but he'd be disappointed he had a good chance and overran his position. And now every chance that we'll see another century from the man from Leicester.
I think early on I might have said there were better rest players around, but he's knocked in 3 with the rest, which have not touched the sides in this break. So I might have to revise that view. A very measured break, isn't it? And if this goes in, it probably will be a century. This is the last of the difficult shots. But there isn't ever a stage of this break when he's looked like missing today. And he's already giving notice of his form. I'm sure that Ding knows he'll have to play better in this match than he did when he beat Stuart Bingham.
97. $99.
Doesn't come any better than that. That's his 8th century of the World Championship so far, and the 48th of the tournament.
$106.
And this sends out a signal to your opponent. You give me one chance, and that's all I'll need.
$111. $170.
Oh, he's queuing well. He's queuing like a dream. Carried on where he left off. Superb start from Mark Selby as he takes the first frame in style. Well, you can't cue much better than that, Neil.
No, he played that break absolutely superbly. I can't think of a time that he was in any trouble. And there were rest shots, there were shots where he was stretching, and there was all sorts, but he never looked like missing. His cue ball was measured, and he's in great form. I mean, to make 6 centuries against Stephen Hendry, he used to dish out that sort of stuff to other players. It was quite something. What a start. Well, he knocked in 3 rest shots, none of which were easy. It's one of the ones, the first of them, controlled the cue ball very good.